You can connect with people who avoid themselves, people that are not emotionally available for themselves. I believe season 2 of the Half K Men podcast, we've talked about four things that men must have in place to be a superior human being. But since we have around 40-something% women across all social media platforms, let's just say to become a superior man. Now, when you meet certain people, you project on them and say, okay, if they have accomplished this in their life, they must have done the inner work. It's possible you project it on them that, okay, this person have done so on them. But it can be very, very exhausting because you are projecting on them. You are projecting stability that they do not have. Think about this for a second. What I do on this podcast is extend love to you, to change your perception, to know that you can make all the mistakes in this world and you can bounce back from it. You can be an asshole all last week, all last month, all last year, and wake up this morning and become the better version of yourself, and it goes forward. I preach on this podcast that you should become the light in the world. Anybody that crosses your path, their life should change for the better. When we measure that attitude, that mindset, externally, I'm adding value to the world. I'm changing your perception to change. Not to be trapped in that delusion that, okay, it's very hard to bounce back. Now, let's internalize that mindset into my life. I have done the work, and it worked. Emotionally, I am fully aware of my strengths, of my weaknesses, of my shortcomings, and I own up to them. I'm not a perfect person. I have insecurities. But there are some people in the world that struggle to look at their life and accept who they are. My take is this. How hard can it be? Your own life. You don't understand? And when you suppress emotions to certain levels, it comes out in different form in other parts of your life. Now, it can be very, very exhausting to other people you meet, because this is what I meant by you are going to bleed on your loved ones. You're going to bleed on them. Not, it's not like you woke up this morning and say, okay, I want to destroy people emotionally. But because you failed to do the work. And what does it mean to do the work? Accepting your shortcomings. What role did you play in those events of circumstances? Or let's just say evil befell you. It is outside of your control. Accept it and move forward. What I've learned about this life is you don't want to be by yourself, though. Nobody truly wants to be. You get me? Jumping from dynamics to dynamics, it's going to put you into eternal. What is that English word? When you're repeating a circle. Almost like, and I think I should say this to you guys. What we've learned about this life is you will keep repeating certain things. Certain things will keep happening to you in different scenarios, but it's the same framework until you learn the lesson. It is not as hard as you think it is. Character like Fowobi, you see me now. You love my life. It looks like I'm put together. But there was a time in my life. Would you believe there are certain people that will hear my name now? They will say, that loser. I was not like this. Let me give you an example of my timeline. I was a very, very good boy, good child, very softy. Around my I would say my fourth year in high school was when I started changing a little bit into bad boy. Not fully. And then I went to university. Bowen University, 100 level, 2005. That was when I became a bad boy. We transferred I went into Leeds City University. I went into multiple schools. That was when I became a bad boy. And my bad boy went on for like 3 years. The year story went on for like 3 years. And then 2010, I snapped out of it. I believe 2009, 2010, I snapped out of it. I was bad. I was bad. But that's nothing. We're not talking about that. But what I'm saying is, it can be too much to put your head around when you meet people that look like they have it together, but they are pretending. You get me? That is a loser. What we have learned is they are wearing a fake mask. It is a fake mask. And this is how you can tell that certain people are not there for themselves emotionally. You can tell, for one, they are victims of other people's story. 2, it is never their fault. 3, they have multiple tasks that they did not complete. Number 3, when you look into their eyes like this, they are usually lost. They are not fully present. Now, to save yourself, I want you to start judging people not off of potential. You want to judge people based off of what they are. So that means you can't be lost in your, okay, this is what they have done. Don't be lost in all that. You get me? It's almost like, when we say whatever women say out of their mouths is nonsense, you have to pay attention to what women do. It is the same thing with people. You understand? Because everybody wants to package themselves like they have it figured out. Obviously this is a podcast and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to tell you my, in previous contents, I used to tell you guys about I understand, but don't overthink these things. It is impossible for anybody to love you if they don't love themselves. It is impossible for anybody to be there for you emotionally if they are not there for themselves emotionally. Take for example, there are characters that are sadists. It is impossible. A sadist are people that they want to destroy your happiness. They don't want other people to be happy. They take pleasure from seeing other people be miserable. Anybody that functions like this is obviously miserable with their life, irrespective of their presentation, irrespective of their accomplishments. I want you to start judging and accepting people for whatever they show you. Not for their potential. Does that make sense? You guys should continue to be well. I'll see you around. Be well.